Take your time with it. 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 What up? Welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. Let's go, baby. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yes. Welcome to United Sauce and Wingers Monday Night Sauce Live, baby. This show is nothing but good vibes. We're talking about what's happening at United. We want to get you involved. We want you to feel that energy and that vibes. Look, get a drink, get some flicking milk, get an orange juice, whatever you want, right? For the next couple of minutes, well, I'll say more than a couple of minutes, probably about half an hour or so, we're going to chill out with you guys, talk about everything Man United. And guys, I've got to be honest with you, it's about the Europa League, baby. Before I carry on, my name's Dominic. You got Sean here as well. And you know what? This is all about good vibes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Please like the video. We want to get to at least 20 likes, and we appreciate the support. But you know what? We're going to get straight into it. We're going to see who's about. Yeah, we got Physio D. We got Thames Baller. We got Sandro. What's going on, people? So look, this show is going to come every Monday night. Think of it as like the Monday Night Football show, except you haven't got Gary Neville or Jamie Carragher. You got us. Take your time with it. Take your time with it. Sorry, I'm still so happy.
Dom, what's going on? You're on a mad one tonight.
I'm still so happy, man. My day was so boring until I saw what happened with Arsenal. I was up until 2 o'clock just singing "Take Your Time with It," baby. Honestly, it's just fantastic, man. But anyway, look, let's just get straight to it, right? This show's all about Europa League nonsense, okay? We have dropped down into Europa League, and guys, don't worry about it. It's banter. It's banter. We're in a situation where we can actually laugh at ourselves for a bit because we're in a situation, right? When we're playing on Thursday nights, we tried so hard, Sean, to get in the Champions League last season, brother. And now we're playing the Europa League. All you can do is laugh, right? All you can do is laugh.
I have to say, you know what? For me, it's not a laughing matter, bro. This is not a laughing matter. Right, we've got no right to be playing football on a Thursday night. We are Manchester United, okay? I'm 30. I'm in my 30s, right? So in my whole entire being of Manchester United, this is not the level for us. All right, we're supposed to be in the Champions League competing with Europe's elite. So for me, the fact that we're gonna be resorted to this Thursday night torture, it means we have to take it serious because I have to watch the games. So for me,
you're gonna watch the games.
We have to. Of course, I have to watch the games. This is my team, right?
I'm still debating.
But what I'm saying is the fact that on a Thursday night, bro, I'm taking out of my time. That's supposed to be, I don't know what I do on a Thursday night, but I shouldn't be watching football.
No way, man.
So
no way.
The point is, and the point I'm getting at is that the fact that we're here, this is the reality of the situation. The team has to go out and win the Europa League. I'm not accepting anything less.
Look,
Ollie needs a trophy. He can't go 3 seasons, right, without a trophy.
Yeah.
And so for me, they got to take it deadly serious.
You know what, right? The title of this show was Europa League, the Kinder Egg Cup. And anybody that doesn't know what a Kinder Egg is, it's a chocolate treat with a little toy in it. It's just a bit of a gimmick. It's a bit of a joke. And it's not very strong. So my sort of idea here was, do you care about the Europa League Kinder Egg Cup? Look, when I give my boy a Kinder Egg, he's excited about the chocolate, but he's all about the toy. I'll be honest with you, it's not much about it. And this league we are in is embarrassing. Honestly, I saw the draw today. I think YouTube went down for a bit. Even YouTube couldn't be bothered with the draw, Sean. We're going to go into obviously what the draw's about and who are playing and what's happening. But when I saw the Champions League draw, man, Sean's gone. When I saw the actual Champions League draw, it kind of hurt me, guys, because I was in a situation where we should be playing Liverpool, and I'll be so up for that. How often have we always wanted to play Liverpool and play with the elite and be a part of the elite and actually prove ourselves? Because when we play with the best teams, we always up our game. So it hurt me when I saw that Champions League draw, and I knew we weren't part of it. But if we go to Europa League draws, we have to talk about it, okay? Look, you've got Wolfsburg v Tottenham, Dynamo Kiev, whatever, Chicken Kiev, whatever, v Club Brugge. Real Sociedad vs Man United. So let's just talk about this for a second, because Real Sociedad, they're not mugs, Sean, right? They're at the top of the league, La Liga. They got good old Adnan Januzaj, who I'm hoping doesn't come and try to prove himself and say, you shouldn't let me go. David Moyes knew what he was talking about, Moyes. What do you think? How do you think it's going to play out, man? Because do you think Ollie is going to take this seriously, or to save his job, he's going to make sure that he concentrates on the league? What do you think is going to happen, bro?
So I feel as though he's going to take it seriously. But with that said, he has to balance the squad. So I do feel as though we will see some of the fringe players getting a run out. But with that said, again, we've made a lot of signings. So I feel like he's got to test the squad depth. I think he's going to utilize it, and I feel like he'll frame it in a way whereby the players who are not maybe getting the starting games in the Premier League, he's going to give them a run out to prove themselves, and as a chance to say, look, you guys, here's your run out. This is your opportunity. You need to show me why you should still be at the club next season, because our level has gone up again and we need to be in the Champions League. So if you're not cutting it in the Europa, you're certainly not going to be, cutting it to make the squad to continue as part of this rebuild. So if I was Ollie, that's how I would be spinning it into the dressing room to motivate the players. Obviously, to get silverware, we need it. So for me, that's how I'd be spinning it. With regards to the opponents, Sociedad, look, I know they're top of the league, but I had a look at their record. They played 13. They've only lost once to Valencia. And they've drawn 5, including draws to Real Madrid. So look, let's get it right. They're not going to be there in the season. This is a team we should quite comfortably over 2 legs. So I don't see that as a stumbling block. When I look at the Europa League, I look at the teams in it, bro.
No, I don't like this whole we should beat them comfortably, man. I'm not down for that. Like, I'm not down for this whole thing. Yeah, they're okay, whatever. We should beat them comfortably. No, man. We got Sheffield, and I know we're going to have the match preview soon about Sheffield United, but we should not take any team for granted anymore, man. Look, let me just go through some of these comments. So you got Sandro says United source and building. Whoop. Tens ball and my bros. What's going on, brothers? Sandro, if we don't see any improvement in Ollie's football, but we win a major trophy, so Europa League or FA, do we renew his contract? He has less than 18 months now. I think we have to take every game as it comes. We don't know what's going to happen in between that. But obviously, if he gets a trophy, he's got a case. He's got a case, and he's got a case for the fans as well. Video D saying it's a shame because we lost the weakest side in the Champions League group. Yeah, that hurts every single time, man. It's so true. We would have drawn another English side in the Champions League. Question mark. Don't think we would have played Liverpool. Liverpool's. Yeah, it's true. Look, we don't know what would have happened or who we would have drawn. But for me, I'm just basing it on who they've got, right? And they've got Liverpool. And I know for a fact, every single time we play Liverpool, we step up. We stifle them. It's like what we do with Man City. We treat it as a huge game. So for me, I'm hurting. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm hurting, but I'm trying to look at it systematically in the sense that, look, we're in a cup competition. I get it. But for me, it's still the Kinder Egg Cup, man. This is a joke. Like, for me, Thursday nights watching, I don't even know what times. I know I'm working from home, but am I going to actually finish work in time to watch the games? It's one of those things, Sean. I can't work this into my schedule, man. Like, why are we watching Europa League? Where are we? What does this mean? I know you're saying, Sean, that, look, we have to take it seriously, but even Physio D said here, squad depth will definitely be tested. And do we have the squad depth? Because if we start to tinker-tanker and everything like that, we still don't play that well. So can we actually really put a full squad forward and compete, or should we just leave it by the wayside?
Do you know what, bro? I don't think that we're in a position. So with the way our football is at the moment, where we're lacking a bit of consistency, we're not assured of getting top 4. It's not a guarantee, even though if we play to our best, we should make it. Yeah. I feel like we're not in a position to just throw away a tournament. Like, we're not that team. We are not that guy right now. We can't pick and choose. So I feel like we have to go into every game with the intent to win and manage the squad. I think later on, depending on how the season pans out, then we can maybe look at it, come March, April time, see where we're at. But as the things stand right now, League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Europa League, we have got to approach it. And like you said, take every team seriously. knowing that we can't afford to throw anything away.
No, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I can take it seriously when there's teams in there called Kreven Zedidida, Antwerp. I don't know if it's some sort of film. Slavla Prada, Krasnodar. That's something from Lord of the Rings or something, man. I can't take this seriously. Mulder, Ollie's old team, Granada. That sounds like some sort of drink. It got lol. I don't even know what that. M Tel Aviv, mate. This is like something you get on TripAdvisor. You're trying to see where the place is, man. How can I take this seriously when we're playing? We've got M Tel Aviv in the cup competition. Like honestly, we've fallen so low, and all you can do is laugh, guys. Look, this is the Monday Night Sauce show. We're coming every Monday, bringing good vibes. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. If you just joined, all we're talking about is the Kinder Egg Cup. It's a chocolate.
But Dom, I know you're laughing. I know you're saying laugh, and I know. But Dom,
it's embarrassing.
If the players take that approach, right, and we don't win it, we're not going to be laughing next season, are we?
No, but Sean, the players aren't going to be up for this. I'm being honest with you. Why would the players be up?
They have to. They're professionals.
No, but mate, they weren't up for the Champions League though. So how are they going to be up for the Europa Kinder Egg Cup?
They weren't. No. I disagree. They were up for it. They just weren't good enough.
No, if
they weren't good enough,
they would have put their bodies on the line. They would have literally. I wouldn't see Harry Maguire hugging after the game. If they were up for it, they would put everything.
They're not
on
good,
the line,
Dom. You just have to accept it, bro. We are not at that. We're not ready to compete with the top European elite teams right now. That's just a fact. At the highest level, we haven't shown it. So for me, I don't think it was a case of the players not trying or not being up for it. They love that music when the Champions League music comes on. Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're not good enough. They're not good enough right now. This is our level. And they have to earn the right to come back to the Champions League. They've got to earn the right.
What's the Europa League
They've
music,
got to prove to us, the fans.
Nah.
Bro, I don't know. Some
like ABBA or something?
The Europa League music, do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the what's that contest that you have every year? That shit, it should be like a theme track to Eurovision. Yeah. Some jargon that it plays. Bro, I hear it and it's just like, honestly, yeah, this ain't serious.
I think the Europa League is so dead. Someone should be allowed to plug in their flicking phone and play Spotify through it and just choose whatever track they want. Like you can come down to flicking More Money or like I got 99 Problems, but Europa League ain't one. It is that bad, man. It literally should be customizable in every fashion. You can wear what you want. You can come out in caps. Because the competition, look, I know Sevilla have won it so many times, and I know it could be our in to Champions League football, but for me, I have no time for it. I don't think as Man United we should even give this cup any sort of attention. Look, we're going to play it, Sean. Of course we are. We're going to play to win as we always do every single game. But for me, it takes away from what is so important right now, and that's what we do in the league. The Europa League Cup or trophy, whatever it's a chocolate cup. I speak to my friends about it, right? And they're like, this is such a dead competition. Come on, guys. No one in the comments or anybody watching can be happy that Europa League. It is dead. Look, you got some people talking about it, right? Sufan saying, my brother, I don't know what is worse, trying to care about the Europa League or trying not to care about the Champions League draw today. We weren't in it, mate. It hurt. You know, when you're at school, right, and you're playing and you got to choose teams and you're the last one picked. Oh, man. You know what I mean?
I couldn't watch it, bro. I can't watch it. When we're not in it, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see it. I don't want even you talking about it, bro, is getting on my nerves, man. We're not in it, man. It's just, yeah, it is what it is. Man. We have to focus on our job. We got to focus on our job.
Yeah, look, Sandro's, I like this because he's being a realist here. Agree, we're not levels from Champions League. We have to stop lying to ourselves. It's true. It's not one of them. It's not
the truth, man.
It is. If we were great, Istanbul would have not slapped us. Sandro, don't bring that back up, man.
He's spitting facts, bro.
I tried to put that at the back of my mind. No, man.
Comment, man. Big up Sandro.
Honestly, you also got here. I won't be able to defend Ollie if he doesn't win at least 2 trophies, 130 mil. But they're costing us the season. Look, I get it, guys. Look, the fan base are the club, right? And if the fan base aren't happy with the progression that we're making and having to watch Thursday night football, then play Sunday, something is wrong. If something's wrong, man. Look, we've got some news about Pogba, bro. Physio D's always hooking us up. So Minarola has come out in the past hour and said that he didn't mean Pogba will leave in January. Oh, this guy. Are you joking? So Pogba will be here to the end, boys. Okay. Look, this is straight off the frying pan, Sean. What do you think about that, bro? You think?
I don't know, man. I just wish that Mino brother would shut up and stop tweeting. Stop tweeting, stop talking. Just someone needs to go and see him. I said it last time. We need to send somebody around his house, man. He's
we're not condoning
he's too
violence,
much for me. No, we're not condoning violence. They just need to go and have a nice, educated conversation to each other and get to the bottom of this matter. But going back to what we were saying just now. Oh man, I even lost myself, bro. What were we talking about, man, before that comment?
We're in the Kinder Egg. You know what? No, I want to talk about Mino because we can talk. I don't want to put too much time in Europa because I don't even care about the competition. Mino Raiola, right? He isn't any guy. I'm gonna put it out there. He is some any guy, right? Who is he talking to our club? Who is he trying to have an Instagram conversation and attack the Bild newspapers in Germany? He is some any guy. If I walk past him in the street, I wouldn't turn twice, right? He's come in and tried to take over in different ways and get players and do this. He's not for us. I don't want to be involved with him. I hope Pogba leaves him in the future because you've seen, because I want to talk about Pogba today, right? You've seen what Pogba do on the pitch, right? I went on a massive rant, Sean. I ranted hard. I was like, if Pogba's not for us, I'll see you later, brother. Peace out, A-Town down. Don't let the door hit you because I've not got time for it, right? But I'll tell you right now, Sean, my next thing I want to talk about, and let us know in the comments, guys, right? If we can offer Pogba a new contract, would you do it? Would you offer Pogba a new contract, Sean?
I've thought about this one. And for me, it has to be a no, bruv.
Really?
That's has to be a no.
Right, let us know what you think as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any reasons why we would after what he's come out and said and what he's been saying for the past however many seasons. 3 years he's been making noise now that he wants to leave the club and he's not happy at the club. He needs a change of breath. He needs a change of air. He needs a change of clothes. He needs to change his damn mindset. Right. And then also when I look at his performance on the pitch, like his actual performance as an individual over the 4 or 5 seasons he's been at the club, is it at the required level for our record signing in the history of Manchester United? It's not there for me. Then when I look at
Sean, do you think record signing
what Bruno's done?
Do you think record signing makes a difference though? Because 80 million,
so I'll come back to that. I will come back to that, right? Then I'll look at what Bruno's done since he's come in the 6, 9, 11 months since he's been at the club. And it all puts it into perspective for me. And I'm thinking, well, Pogba, Dom, this is what he's on 290, but near enough, £300,000 per week, right?
Yeah.
He's our second highest paid player in the club. And he wants a new contract. The only way I offer him a new contract is if he agrees to slash that in half, bro.
Yeah.
That's the only way and we already know he's not going to do that. He wants more money. So the only way you give Pogba a new contract, you're going to have to make him the highest paid player again, which is more than De Gea.
I'm not having it. Bruno needs to be highest. Let me tell you how much
375 grand, right?
Let me tell you, Sean. Let me tell you what these players are on, right?
Go for it. I've got a good idea, but go on.
David De Gea is on 375,000. Okay, Paul Pogba's on 290, just like you said. Anthony Martial is third person, 250. Edison 210. Obviously, we got him the free. Marcus Rashford 200. That's Rashford. Crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. Harry Maguire. That's an interesting one. 189. 189,904 exactly to the penny. Bruno's on 180.
One Matter 160.
Well, Bruno's on 180, but we know he's going to get a new bumper contract soon, so he'll probably go up to about, what do you think, 250, like Anthony Martial?
No, he's got to go up. He's got to go up to 290, bro.
Ooh, what Pogba level? Yeah, you're right. You're probably right.
Yeah, he's got to.
I'm trying to look for Van der Beek. I don't even know what he's on. But look, it's one of those situations. Look, I'm talking about. I know he's on a lot of money,
bro. Luke Shaw is on 150 bags. Rude boy.
Yeah.
150 bags. It can't be right. Can't be right.
He's played 2 games as well. This whole thing. But look, don't get me started about Luke Shaw. He's in my good books in the moment, man. I've got time for Luke Shaw. Let me get some of these comments. We need to see how this team works. If it works with Pogba, then why not? Yeah, look, Video D, right? I've said this and I'll say it all the time. If Pogba wants to mess about and be an absolute waste man, we'll use him as an asset. We'll use him as an asset. Go on the pitch, make sure you play good football because you have to make sure that you've got you keep your value up, and just use him. We know that he's gonna have to play good now because he wants to leave at some point. It might not be in January, but at some point he's leaving and it's his best year. So let's just use him as an asset. I mean, like an inflatable, like a doll, whatever you want to do it. Not in a weird way though. We've got saying Pogba, no contract.
Pogba. Yeah.
We don't need a clown. Take your time with it. Take your time with it. Sorry. And then we've got what's Sufan saying as well. So Pogba will only stay for silly money. He wants to go. I hope he chooses glory over money. Otherwise, we'll be stuck. But honestly, Pogba. How much do you think Pogba will demand? Sean? How much do you think Pogba will demand?
I think he was asking. So if I look at it right, I think he was probably asking to get near De Gea levels.
What's De Gea? De Gea's on 350, right?
De Gea is 375 grand.
Oh my gosh, have mercy, man.
And I'm just like, there's no way you can give him that. Because even though De Gea had a couple of bad seasons, De Gea's top level for us was the best in the world. And he did that for what, 3-4 years. So he earned the right for that. Pogba has never delivered to that level. So it's impossible to give him a new contract.
Okay, to give him a new contract, fine. But we did see that season when he was putting up numbers. He put up some serious numbers. Like Physio D said here, Pogba's always been committed to the cause. When he's been poor, it's been due to injury and fitness. Yeah, I can understand that. And we saw when Pogba was out for a long time, we missed him. And when he was a focal point, he had the best numbers: assists, goals.
Nah, mate. Physio D, I'm sorry, bro. Listen, we're not. Well, actually, some will question his commitment. I question his commitment at times, but the bottom line is he hasn't overriding all of that. You can forget his commitment, forget his dancing. Like, we love all that. I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm here to look at his performance on the pitch. Yeah. And that is where you earn your new contract. And for me, on the pitch, he's only had one, and it's not even a whole season. The season you're talking about, Ollie's first season, when he had 3 months, actually, is what I'm giving him. He had 3 months of amazing form.
It was banging, man.
That's the level he should have been at. Pardon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 3 months. But that's not enough. It's not enough, bro. That can't justify a new boosted contract. So for me, the club's in a position where even if they wanted to renew his contract, they can't actually justify it. And if they gave him a contract, what kind of message does that send out to the rest of the club? What kind of message does that send out to the other players? What kind of message does that send out when we openly know he doesn't want to be there?
But Sean, the contract is tactical, man. You've got Ed Woodward, who's so good with PowerPoint, right? And laptops and XP or whatever, right? He's given him the contract to keep his value. If we lose Pogba on a free or for 20 mil on a player, you have a laugh. That's not good business. Not only has he flicking sat on us and laughing all the way to the bank, but we're losing money on him. So I know why we would give him a contract, because it makes sense to protect that asset. For me, Pogba right now is an asset. Until he comes out, I know he's come out a little bit. He didn't really apologize, but until he comes out and said, look, all this stuff,
that's what I'm saying.
I want to stay at the club. I want to build a future. This is who I am. Until he comes out, to me, I'm treating Pogba as an asset. Just like a house, like a car, you get the job done. And I feel like in that situation, you can't be disappointed, because you know for a fact he's going to play good to keep his contract and to get that move. So look, in the last couple of games, he's played well. He's played very good. He's kept the ball. He's kept it moving. He's been that spark, especially when Bruno has not had a great game. And I don't know how Bruno got man of the match the other day. How did that guy get man of the match? I thought that would be Luke Shaw all day long.
So what are you saying though, Dom? So basically, all right, I get that bit, right? The only reason I could possibly justify in my head to give him a new contract is to maintain or increase his value, because it's got 18 months left, right? But when you break that down, what are you actually saying? Because you're saying to get him to motivate himself, right, to play well to the end of the season. He's going to be motivated by that move. So surely, whether you give him a contract or not, he's going to be motivated to play himself into a move, regardless, right?
Yeah, he's going to be motivated, but then I'm talking about the aspect of the money. That's the most important. That's so important.
Yeah, but Dom, you got to realize the market we're in. Look, we're in a COVID-19 market, right?
Yep.
Pogba's value, even with 1 year left, say we're talking about the summer, okay? By the summer, he have 1 year left on his contract. The same as Eden Hazard had on his
Yep.
contract before he left for Chelsea. Hazard went for 80 million with 1 year left on his contract, right? Realistically, Pogba's value, we paid, 89 for him?
Yeah.
I guess the club's trying to look at and recoup some of that money. We know a lot of his values on the commercial side, so we know what he brings from that perspective. So for me, if you let him go in the summer and you recoup 70 million, we know that the club has still had 5 years or 6 years worth of the player, 5 years worth of the player, and you're recouping a large percentage of the transfer fee. If you sign him onto that new contract, what are you saying? Are you prepared to keep him for another year, unhappy, in a club where he doesn't want to be, and he's not performing to the level he needs to be, until someone meets that valuation? Because you don't know how long it's going to take for the markets to recover and for clubs to come back for that money. I'm saying, so if you sign that contract, are you prepared to keep him?
No, but that's the
difference. Are you prepared to keep him?
Signing that contract, right? It works both ways. He signs the contract, and people have to pay more if they want him, and he will force a move. Don't forget, he can force a move. Okay, people can force moves, right?
After he just signed a new contract.
Yeah, you can force a move. Easy. Are you joking?
So what's the point of starting that contract unless you're prepared to keep him?
It protects the value of Pogba. If you don't sign a contract and the months go down and down and down, right?
Yeah.
His value goes down and down. If he signs a contract,
but you're going to sell him anyway.
Yeah, but if we don't sign a contract, he'll go down. What are you talking about, man?
No, so Dom, I'm saying if he performs well from now till the end of the season, his value. Okay, so all right, let's put some numbers against this so we can make it a little bit more real, right? Yeah, what were you saying his value is right now if he doesn't sign the contract?
Well, no, but we're not going to tell him right now. It'll be
I'm saying in the summer. Yeah, in the summer. If he performs as you say he will.
Okay, his value right now, if he's got 18 months left, and he'll have a year left of his contract in the COVID pandemic, and if he this is all based on if he plays good until the end next summer, right? I think his value will probably be about 70 mil.
70 mil, yeah, what I said, right? Okay. And if he signs a contract, right? Say he signs a contract in January, same level of performance.
Yeah.
What does that put his value up to?
Plus 100
in your
million.
Opinion, in this.
Plus 100 million.
So then in the summer, you'll be looking at 170 million, right? With that, if he signs a contract.
I don't think 170, but I'd say 100.
But that's what you just said. 100 million on top of the 70 is 170.
No. I mean, 100 million plus. It'll be between 100 million and 150 million.
Okay, so you want 150 million in the summer if he signs that contract.
Yeah,
Dom,
between.
I've got to say, and this is why this is why I think it doesn't make a difference. I can tell you categorically right now in this market, no club has got enough money to meet that 150 million pound valuation.
Yeah,
so
they
can
do a player, Sean.
No one can do it. Real Madrid can't. Real Madrid can't do it.
No, but sure, you could do a player. You got a player's value.
What players do we want from these clubs? Right, we're talking about Real Madrid.
Juventus have got Cristiano Ronaldo and Dybala.
Juventus. We don't. Dybala, waste of time. He already said last year he doesn't want to come to the club.
Mate,
he came for the wrong reason. So forget him.
You're forgetting that
he showed at that time he was a mercenary.
I don't care. Look, value means value, right? If you've got someone's value and you've got this contract, it doesn't matter how you pay it. You can pay him in gold nuggets if they're worth some sort of money, right? Flicking Cheerios.
Yeah.
If you've put his contract higher and he's worth 150 now, they've got to somehow figure out how to reach that value. So if you bring that contract up and he's worth 150 now, and Dybala in this whatever climate is worth 100 million, okay, Dybala plus 50 million. But if you don't do a contract, he's worth 70 million. You can do a 50 million pound play and 20 million.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you what right now. And because I get what you're saying, and I get the principle of that, I would say that for Pogba to be worth 150 million, someone has to be willing to pay that 150 million, and they have to value him the same. And I don't see right now any club, and the way he's been playing, put it this way, he's going to have to score 20, 30 goals to the end of the season for his value, and sign that contract for his value to get up there. I feel like right now, I don't see any club being willing to spend more than 100 million on him.
Yeah,
Period. Whether he signs a contract or not. But that's whether he signs a contract or not.
Yeah, no, Sean, I'll be honest with you, man. Look, I'm not saying I could ever be Woodward, but I would never want you to be Woodward, bro. Because if you're telling me that not to sign a contract and protect an asset who's about to go into his prime years of football, that is just stupid, man. Because for me, you've got Juventus, right? You've got Real Madrid, and they've got great players, right? If you've protected the asset by making sure, look, we've got a 2-year contract. Now we've got him. His value's up. He's not running down. We lost. Who did we lose on the free? Herrera. Everybody was livid, right? Look, I don't care what Pogba's doing right now. I don't care about Pogba because his heart's not in it. But I care about helping the team. If he can help the team and we can protect our value, I'm good. Let me see what people are saying. So PSG has the money. Look, there's PSG too. Physio D saying the teams who want him will not be concerned about his performance if he still performs for France. It's all about what the club can afford in his wage, and that's it. Yeah, I'll take that. Sufan saying when there's one left on the contract, the club need to sell or a risk-free transfer. With a new contract, there isn't desperation to sell. We can do a Dortmund to Juve or Real. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. And last comment here, we gave Jones, Pereira big contracts. That's why we couldn't shift them. If Pogba signs a contract, he will go nowhere. That's interesting.
There we go. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. So what I'm saying is, Dom, yeah, how can you pay him, even if you get, how can you pay him more than David De Gea to sign that contract? You can't justify that, bro. You cannot justify it.
But do you think he can demand that wage? Because if
that's what he is demanding. No, but if you remember, right? Go back to the summer. They would talk of him signing a new contract. What I believe, in my opinion, has happened is that they've had tentative talks about a new contract, and I believe Pogba's demands are not matching his performance on the pitch. They cannot justify paying that guy £400,000 a week. For me, if you're going to Pogba with a new contract, he's got to take a pay cut, right? And it wouldn't surprise me if they went to him and told him, hey, you have to take a pay cut. He's like, I'm off, and that's what's got his back up, and that's what he's leaving. But fundamentally, it's an impossible situation because we're paying him so much. He's not lived up to it on the pitch. You'd have to be an idiot to renew that guy's contract.
You know what? You haven't mentioned anything about wages in this whole thing. Physio D did, and that's made me think.
I have talking about wages. No, Dom, you just didn't listen. Like, I said from the start that was what it was about. It was about the wages.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think Pogba is in.
That was the very first point that I made.
No, but I don't think Pogba's in a situation to demand massive wages within this pandemic, within his playing time, within the way he's playing, within all the teams that can and can't afford him. I don't think he can demand it. If he was playing game in, game out, and absolutely smacking it up, getting some stupid numbers, I think he could demand it. And I think Man United would pay it. And I think that would make him more attractive to the bigger teams. But at the moment, he can't demand that. So if he wants a new contract, he's going to have to say, based on your performances in the last year, this is what we can give you. And if he doesn't, they can do whatever they want with him. They don't have to play him. If he says no,
this is exactly what.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is why he's forcing a move, Dom, because he can't justify a new contract at the wages that he wants. He's not happy at the club. The only way he would stay at the club, which they were probably looking at as if the club gave him some stupid contract like they did last time from Juventus, 300 grand a week. 5 years ago, they gave him that contract, right? That was a ridiculous contract for what he'd done on the pitch. So he's probably looking at that and saying, well, look, we're not winning any trophies. I want to go, but if you get a contract, I might sign it. And the board have to look at, well, how can we? It's just an impossible situation. They can't justify that contract. So they've probably gone back to Paul and been like, look, there's no way we can give you that. So you either take this or we're going to have to try and work something out.
And that's when Mino Raiola dropped that news.
And now they're dropping this news, and now they're trying to force the move to force United's hands to sell on the cheap and bring down his value. And that's how I see the situation has played itself out.
Have we come actually come to the position where one of the best players in the world, I don't care what anybody says, some of the things he can do, people just can't dream of doing. How have we come to this position now when this whole situation is around Pogba? Can he play? Will he play? Is he good enough? Where do we play him? Up front, left centre, left cam, mid cam? What? It's like the enigma of Pogba. Why are we in this situation when we've got such a good player? We paid him, we brought him back, Pog back, whatever. How have we got to this
Yeah,
situation?
Dom, best believe I was so excited when we brought
I
this guy
was
back,
so
man. I was checking my phone every 2 minutes until that
oh,
Adidas video dropped with him and Stormzy on YouTube, and it got announced. I think I see that day, but it's like, look, I feel like how do we get here? Is a lot of it has to fall down on the club, but I
yeah,
also think a lot of it, Pogba has to look at himself as well. But there has to be a level of personal pride. You cannot be using excuses all the time, or I'm not playing in the right position, or there's no atmosphere, or it's not the same. No, you first and foremost as an individual have to take responsibility for your performance. Look at Bruno. He's come in. He said, I don't care what the hell's around me. I'm going to bring the level of this team up, and I'm going to hold us to a certain standard of football. Pogba
yeah.
has not been able to do it for whatever reason. His level has dropped down to those that are around him, and we've only seen flashes of what he can really do. Then we've got to look at the bigger picture, Dom. And it's a shambles management. It's the same old story.
Yeah,
Ed Woodward and the club.
it's
How
never
do
going
you
to change.
let this asset
There you go.
come down to 18 months on their contract and be in this position whereby you're almost held to ransom? It is piss poor management from the club. And that
So
is how we've got here. That's the bottom line. There's no way Pogba's contract should be running down. We should have had a better playing squad. We should have had Bruno in earlier, so we had a ready-made replacement of Donny van der Beek and Bruno. So we weren't relying on a guy like Pogba, because
yeah,
the bottom line is Pogba knew he was the best player for ages, and the club couldn't function, and they were relying on him. And
big
that is
time.
why he was allowed to carry on, throwing his toys out the pram, doing whatever he's doing, because we didn't have any replacements for him.
That's
So
it.
it's piss poor management at board level.
You know what Sandro's saying here? It's a business decision. I'll tell Pogba, look, take this contract, not on De Gea money, obviously. Give him solid performance-based bonuses. Wow. And if anyone meets 100 mil in the summer, he can leave. You know what? He must have some sort of business degree because he's talking sense here.
I
You know
like
what?
that.
I feel like we need to take control and say, no, this is what you're having. Otherwise, you can play when we want you to play. Your value will go down. People won't want to pay the same amount of money, and you probably won't be able to even get that money, the wages you want anyway. Physio D is saying here, if Pogba goes for a low transfer fee, his wages will be high at his new club because the team will not be able to afford it, just like Aaron Ramsey at Juve. Yeah, completely agree. He's between a rock and a hard place, Sean, for me. I feel like
Pogba's got all the power.
you know what, though? That's debatable that Pogba's got all the power, because at the moment, he's been wanting to leave for how long? And he's not left. I don't think he actually has as much power as people believe he has, especially within this coronavirus pandemic. If he really wanted to leave, and I know he does, he talked about it every single massive break, summer break. If he wanted to leave, he would leave. I don't think he has the power because people can't afford his wages. People can't afford the transfer fee. Everybody wants a player like Paul Pogba playing at their best level, just spraying balls for fun, having a good time, having a calypso drink when he just scored a goal afterwards. And you know what? They want Paul Pogba.
They want to see that. They want to see the old Pogba.
Yeah, not only do they want the player, Sean,
We haven't seen that.
The parody that is Pogba. They want the brand that is Pogba. He brings
the
so
marketing,
many
the Instagram, the social media.
Not just Paul Pogba the footballer, it's Paul Pogba the brand. So people want him. So I don't think he's got as much power as people are talking about, because if he did, he'll be gone. If I'm a club, right, and I'm Real Madrid and it's all disarray, Zidane's doing okay, but he can't get the team firing like they want. I tell you right now, they want a player like Paul Pogba. Do you remember when Dembele he signed for Barcelona and they've got to do those kick-ups, and the guy couldn't do 2 kick-ups?
Yeah, he couldn't even do 2 kick-ups.
The pressure, they treat those players like absolute gods at Real Madrid and Barcelona. Like they're literally come down from heaven and just decided to play a game of football, right? But Pogba is in a situation where if Real Madrid would want him, Juventus would want him, PSG would want him, but they can't afford him. So the power's not with Pogba. The power's actually with us. And that's why I think we haven't let him go when he wanted to go. We haven't given him the wages that he wants. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Do you know what, though, Dom? I feel like the power was with us, and that's why we've been able to keep him so long. But I feel, as you know, with players, obviously, the closer it gets to their contract expiring, for me, the power has shifted now toward Paul, because at the end of the day, he signed that contract. The club has to pay his wages. Whether they play him or not, he's still going to earn his money. And then in a year's time, he could stick it out. He could walk for free and get a bumper pay packet at another club. I feel as though right now, the club can offer him whatever they want, but he doesn't have to take the contract. He can stick it out for a year, right? He knows his value is going down and down and down. Eventually, someone can either take him for free, or they can put in, some fish and chip money and sign him because the club's backed into a corner.
So what you're saying, that really we're at an inflection point right now. This is literally the middle ground. It can go either way. This is the most important.
And I'm saying we need to, and I'm saying cut our losses. Yeah, I'm saying we're at that point, and it's time to cut our losses and get what we can for him before he ends up walking out the door for free, which would be a travesty if he does that for the second time. Edward couldn't survive that.
Yeah, look, Sandro's here saying United knows they can move in the summer at a decent fee. Just look at Riola's words today. In January, we cannot do these type of big deals. There you go. Yeah, he said it. Yeah. We cannot do it. So they're going to have to wait. He's not going to sign a contract. They're going to wait into the summer and try and sell him for maybe 50 million in a player or something like that. Because people could afford 50 million in a player. Would you be happy with 50 million in a player for Paul Pogba next summer?
Depends who the player is.
Say he's going to go to Juventus and we can get Dybala.
Absolutely not. No, I don't want the guy coming anywhere near our football club. He's a virus.
Name me you like at PSG, Juventus, Real Madrid, or Barcelona that you like now.
A player that I like, Mbappe.
Oh, mate, why have you gone for Mbappe? Why have you done that?
Because I like him.
An idiot.
You're
such an idiot.
You said name a player. I like him. He could improve us. I wouldn't touch Neymar with a barge pole.
Do you like Verratti?
Who? Verratti. Yeah, I do like Verratti, but I wouldn't be happy. Verratti. 50 million in Verratti. No.
Yeah, will you be happy?
No.
Oh, mate, I'm losing.
Even though he's a good player.
You know what? Like not Dybala. Yeah. Neymar. Oh my God, I think that guy's injured now. I'll be honest with you. This might seem a bit reckless, but I wouldn't want Neymar. He's another diva, man. I ain't got time for that. Look, we're not the sort of team. Man United has never been that team to buy a Neymar. We bought Angel Di Maria, flopped. Falcao, flopped. Like Memphis with the attitude, he's doing rap videos with his dog, flopped. Like for me, I just need some ballers, man. I need someone to come in. I would take Ronaldo all day, but I'm not an idiot, so I know he's not coming. I would take the likes of a workhorse, like even Bissouma from Brighton. I'll take him all day long. He looks like
Bissouma from Brighton.
Mate, he's actually a really good player. He looks like he can develop into something. I want to start getting rough in the diamonds. I want to start finding players that no one's found before, man, and making them better. Like, look at Ruben Neves. That guy came from the Championship, whatever, and now he's a baller. I would take him. Like, I want to ask, why can't we find good players that no one's thought about before? Why have we got to go to the biggest teams and, like, even Declan Rice? Yeah, for example, Declan Rice. Like, why have we got to go to the biggest teams and to pay over the money? Why can't we find some rough diamonds, man? A little bit underneath the earth. Why?
Well, hopefully we've got the two new boys that have just come in, Diallo, who's coming in January, and Palestri. They could be some of those rough diamonds that you're talking about, bro. Look, Man United's always done that. I think finding central midfielders, for some reason, though, when it comes to central midfielders, we have always struggled. I don't know why, even going back in the day when we were talking about getting Snyder in to replace Scholes. We've never replaced Scholes. And for me, we've never replaced Keane. And that is over, 15, 20-year period.
No, but you know what? I'm going to stop you then, Roy Keane. If Roy Keane played right now, he'll be absolutely crap, man. He would be dead.
No, don't!
No, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. I'm telling you, listen to me, and I'll tell you right now, okay? If Roy Keane was playing today's sort of football has evolved, Sean. Roy Keane would be slow. He'll be just doing flying tackles. He'll be getting a red card every game. The game has moved on, mate. Roy Keane was
Tom,
good.
You're doing a discredit to him.
No,
discredit to him.
I love Roy Keane. I love Roy Keane, what he did for the game back then when they were playing with concrete boots, right? And a concrete ball. But the game has moved on. He would not be able to even freaking keep up with Mbappe. He would literally be fly kicking him. The game's moved on. It really grinds my gears when people go, "Oh, if we had a Roy Keane, it would be so different." No, it wouldn't be, mate. It wouldn't be different because I'll tell you right now, he would not be able to keep up with the pace. Guys, in the comments, please back me up here. All these people, right, that were good back then, okay? They were good back then. They were playing on pitches that you'll get in a car park where there's like divots and holes and stuff. Now you're playing on these flicking grasses that are better than flicking people with mansion, flicking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You're playing with these balls that have tech and science behind it. You're playing with ballers that are playing with boots that are like flicking technically evolved. I'm telling you right now, if Roy Keane played in today's game, he would not be able to keep up. He'll be getting red cards every game. Tell me I'm wrong.
Dom, I just got to say, I can't believe what I just heard.
I'll be honest.
How can you, Roy Keane, you painted him out to be this picture where he's just some thug going around kicking everyone.
No, I'm not saying that.
That is not his game.
No, I'm not painting. No, I'm not painting. All I'm saying to you right now,
not his game.
People back then. All right, let me break this down to you. Right, let me break this down to you. Has the game changed since 20 years ago? Yes or no?
Undoubtedly.
Thank you very much. Thank you for answering my question. The game has changed. Okay, so if the game's changed, do you think the Roy Keane that played back then when the game was different will be able to play good in this system? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Tell me.
Technically, this guy was phenomenal. His brain, he could read the game, he could anticipate his passing, his technique, his aggression, his bravery would still all be applicable in today's game. He wasn't just a bruiser. He wasn't just going around tackling people. Roy Keane can actually, no, you're saying he's too slow and he's getting a red card every game, right?
The way he played back then.
Yeah, the way he plays back then. Well, he could adapt because how Roy Keane started his career. How Roy Keane started his career when he came from Nottingham Forest as a green 21-year-old. Going forward, he was an actually attacking midfielder. As he got older, he was an intelligent footballer. He dropped back, started dictating the play from the deep midfield, and started controlling the tempo of the game. That guy was such an intelligent football player, and his mindset, even up to date, I've not seen anybody. You know what I mean, El? Disrespect, man.
Look,
absolute disrespect.
I don't respect Roy Keane. Don't ever think that. I respect him for what he's done. I'm saying to you that you've got players that actually didn't have a great. They might have had a good couple of seasons back then in the old. This is the thing, right? We're talking to people that are probably too young to even remember what Roy Keane played like. All they do is see clips of him. Absolutely two fitting players. Sean can't handle it. Look, what I'm saying to you is that you get people like Keane who are. You'll see clips of him. That's all you'll see clips of him. 2 foot in, doing all this thing, being an absolute brute. But I remember watching Roy Keane. when I was younger. Roy Keane was one of those. He had a good brain. He was intelligent on the ball. He liked to break it up. He was rough. He could be rough and so forth. But what I'm saying to you, at that period, Roy Keane was unreal. And I'm not just talking about Roy Keane. I'm talking about every other older sort of generation footballer. The game has moved on in terms of it. It is moved on, and that's why some players. Yeah, and that's why some players are thriving, like Ronaldo's and so forth, and some of them are declining. Like some players are declining because they can't keep up with how the game's changed. So that's where my point is coming from. If we had different players from the old school, it would be different if they couldn't adapt. If they couldn't adapt, it would be different.
I would say that I hear what you're saying in terms of the game moving on. It definitely has, but some players are just that good. They can shine in any generation, and they're true legends of the game. You're telling me people like, I'm gonna use again a man like Patrick V, for example, couldn't play in this generation, right? There's certain players that would still be in any generation. There will still be world class footballers, and for me, Roy Keane is one of them.
Yeah, Henry would be unbelievable still. If we had the Henry of the old, he'll be unbelievable in this season, in this sort of league. All I'm trying to say is that I don't know if some players who are some players are evergreen. They'll just be there, they'll play good. But some players, I wonder if they'll be able to adapt and play with the type of players and the type of how it's all. Back then, there wasn't no tick-attacker teams. There wasn't no tick-attack. There weren't really low blocks. It was just end-to-end. People are changing their strategy this time. And I just wonder if certain players, using Roy Keane as an example, would be able to adapt. I'm not saying he might not be able to. I'm just saying he might not.
Saying he might not be. I feel like with that treble team, you've got to realise how good they actually were. They were so far ahead of anybody else. There you go. If McTominay could play right now, all right, Paulie, I don't need to say anything else. That comment just said it all. My man, Paulie.
I'm one of those people. I'm open-minded, right? I'll take it all day long. I'm open-minded, but just for me, it's one of those situations. But guys, we're gonna have to leave it there. But guys, I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back for the preview for the Sheffield United game. We'll be back tomorrow for that. So please tune in. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. We really appreciate you always coming on and helping to support the channel as we start trying to grow it. But thank you so much, guys. Peace out. A-Town down. Woo!